So it looks like I'm live. Let me do a few things here and do some checks. Double check a few things, make sure. Yeah. That looks like it's up. Let me see. Here. Mute as soon as it pops up. Mute. Okay. That looks pretty decent. Moderation helps everyone feel safe. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're on the internet and something's making you not feel safe, you don't need adult supervision. You need to turn off the internet and go do something else. Okay. So what we got here, obviously, is a Slash 4x4. Mark Jenkins Ultimate. I've had it for a few years. I had a couple different motors and I guess I had the same, Hobbywing ESC, but I pulled that system out and stuck it in my other rig, my bomber, when I put all the upgrades on it. I guess I'm going to have to do a receiver too. Alright. I pulled the motor and ESC out. Never did put it back together. So I figured, okay, I need to grab something. So I grabbed the motor and ESC. And we're going to put it back together. Screws out here. Been a while since I've used it, as can be told by the level of dust on it. Dusty as hell. Alright, let's see. Screw. So obviously, like I said, we got a basic, pretty stock Slash 4x4 Ultimate. Not really beat up. I ran it pretty good. It was used. When I bought it on a used deal. Got a pretty decent price on it for what it was and how new it was. In decent condition, I was okay with it. But yeah, it is an Ultimate, so it's got all the nice parts. But yeah, the ESC was pulled. It had as I said, a Hobbywing XR8SCT with the 2200 kV motor in it when I got it. The big old 2200 cam. That sucker was huge, and man, this thing was stupid. It's a 3S to 6S ESC, and on 3S it was almost uncontrollable. On 4S it was uncontrollable. I didn't have a 6S to stick in and wasn't even interested. On 4S it basically just skipped across the ground like a rock skipping, a flat rock skipping across the water. It was pretty crazy. That. So basically everything's in good shape. I got one bearing squealing. I don't know which one it is. One of these carriers seems to be, the race seems to be off a little bit. I got new carriers for it, but it just squeaks a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's one of the rear ones. But I got off eBay. I bought a set of brand new carriers off of TerraPart. So I got brand new carriers, bearings ready to go in it when I decide to. The only upgrade I've done to this thing since I've had it is I took out the stock drive shafts and put in the higher end Traxxas drive shafts. The stock ones are getting pretty tore up. Of course, that was a big old motor at 2200 kV. That's what I had in that. So that's the one from A main. So that's for the other stuff. This thing out. Ordered this directly from Hobbywing last week. I should say last weekend. It shipped out Monday. Got here yesterday. Okay. Got going on with your box. How do you do it? There. And as the title says, I got this Hobbywing Quikrun set up. It's the 10BL120. And then the 3150 kV, the 3660 can, pretty standard 10 scale can, but in 3150 kV, which should be a nice low kV and be able to torque a little extra gearing and give me some feedback. It won't be nowhere near what it was with the 4300 kV that I had in it. That's now on the bomber. But it should be plenty for this 4x4 slash. Motor and our ESC. You up here. Slide you back over there, out of the way. Actually, not too far out of the way because I do need you. All right. It's not a small motor though. I was thinking it would be a little smaller. This would be just perfect. Good motor for this setup. Decent sized can, actually. Bigger, like, oh, it's 5. Okay. This is a bigger motor than I anticipated. This may be a little stupid fast still. That's alright. A little stupid fast is okay with me. Need to get my Loctite out. Let's see how I want to put this thing in there. It's got to go in like this. Oh, like that. Let's see. Sucker. Oh, it's like that. So we put her. If I get her in there and put her like that. In that range somewhere. It'll work. So we go there with it. Put you in there. Down. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Have a beautiful day here in mid-Michigan. We're going to be a beautiful day here in mid-Michigan. I'll grab the other one that I need just to do a final snug on it. More of that. Trying to find my right Allen wrench. Work. There, but okay, I should do that pretty good. Make sure we're right here. Now, 5mm bore this pinion. I think I pulled them out of here. A couple that I have. Wait a minute. Make sure that's the right one. I think it is. Yep. Pinion. Yeah, I was thinking this motor was a little smaller and had a and had a smaller pinion on it too. Or, you know, shaft. The output shaft. I was thinking it would be a smaller output shaft, but nope, not this puppy. She's a big one. Okay. So that'll work. That and yeah. Makes it easy. Make sure it's shaft out. I'll get out there a little bit. There, that's it. There we go. That's okay. Let's see if I can find a little one of the more tight ones. Better. Okay. Tighten that in nicely. And my little cover here. Yep, I gotta put those screws in. That's a couple of these. Hold that puppy down. The whole mount system here. That locked into place. Right, tight. A minute. Oh, this one. move it, adjust it as needed. Image. Set there. Okay, that's how we mount the motor, nice and easy. Now the ESC. Sit back down here, take the pressure back off my back. This is the new G2 Quikrun 10VL120, so it should have plenty of power. 120 amps. I think that originally it's only 60, and a lot of people run 80s. This is a bigger ESC, bigger than it was too. I'm glad I didn't think about this for my bike. This is a little too much. It's not a small ESC. I mean, it's half the size of half of 3 of my fingers. Almost the same size as the SCT XR8 SCT. I mean, that's a pretty good size. It's a little smaller, but not by much. Okay, not sticky at all. There you are. A little clean here. Don't have any of the really good stuff. I don't think they probably offer any with this stickers, and sadly you don't get any of the really good ESC double-sided tape. I'm gonna have to go get me some double-sided Gorilla tape. Everybody I talked to or see has used it said it holds really well. So probably what I'll end up with, but for now. I've got some of this 3M stuff, Scotch, which will work alright. It's not quite as good, but it will do decently. Mm. Hey. All right. I like the way that sets up. Wires are a little longer than I need, but not an ungodly long. But that'll actually work pretty nicely. Keeps them all up out of the way. I don't have to trim anything. Like that. Okay. That goes there. Pull you out. You need to. Double check. What? Just things. Alright. For my lights on my roll bar. Not that I use them any or hardly, but if I do some night racing on the track, I probably will. Go ahead and tuck you down. Okay. Small piece here. Again and underneath. Let me take a quick break. That's better. My back teeth are no longer floating. Okay. I'll grab my couple aspirin. My hands after 57 years are a little beat up. They hurt. My neck and back too. But my hands are the biggest beat up part of my body. Okay. So that takes care of that. Mounted, that's mounted. You in here. I guess I gotta figure out what I'm gonna run for receiver, what radio. Got a couple extras. Boy, this one's glitching out, I think. That one glitched out. Let me see. I got one more of the big ones over here. Maybe. Where is my 20? I thought I had one here. Got that. But I got an LED box too. Okay. That box. All right. So. there. Okay. I'm sure I don't have that in there. Okay, nothing in there. We're here. Moved them. Where did I put them? There. Okay, hold some things off here. I'm gonna come off. So do you. So do you. There. Right. Sit here. There again. There. Let's get up here out the way. You can go up before you get knocked off. No. Got that one here. What else do I got here? I should have another one of those. No audio receiver. I should have one more. I'll try that one. Let's see if it's glitchy or not. Could have just been the setup at the time. Okay. Go back up here. There. Now, let me see. Should have one more audio receiver here. They've got a couple glitchy spots on them. They've got a couple of the little minis, which you could probably use just fine. I know what should be here. Should be here somewhere. Another really bad. It's a brand new little receiver. Alright, so find my smokes so I can light a cigarette. There. These had a couple of bad channel 2s, but I could always, you know, move to channel 3 and make channel 3 the throttle channel. These were actually pretty adaptable pieces back in the day. Let's see, you powered up, that plugged in. Okay, let me. A little bit off each end here. Go a little more. Still a little too thick. Missing a little bit more on this side. And they're better now. Too wide. The last two pieces really didn't get cut out of there, did they? Okay. So that should work for that for now. Double side on this cup holder in place. I think that might have been a delivery for me. Doesn't sound like it's stopping here, whatever it is, or wherever it was stopping. I ain't pay close attention. I heard it go by. Sounds like a delivery truck, UPS or FedEx or something. All right. Well, come on, baby, get up through there. Okay. CSC. Uncrossed. What? Okay. A little tricky sometimes to get these things in the right place. Okay. Okay, number 1. Turn. That's this one. Okay. Up a little knot here. Now, because number 2 is messed up, at least it was, we'll probably end up in number 3. I'm going to try number 2 to verify. Pretty sure this one's screwed up. Right. Use that on this. Don't need it. Fine. Go grab my LED box instead of that. You can go there. You can go again back where you were. There. Don't think I'll need you. We'll set it there for a minute. Slide you back in here. You can go in here with that. All right. Now, let's get this back on. In place. That's the ESC is only 2S and 3S, which is fine for a slash. You don't need anything more, I found. He said that was just stupid, stupid, stupid fast. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta do this the other way. That's gotta go on first. extra. Okay, I'll put that in yet. Gotta make sure that VSC is gonna work right. Derpy derpy. Alright, let me see my 2Sers. 4, 4, 3. That's a 2, but it's a shorty. Four. That's a 4. That's a 4. That's a 3. Oh, there's only 2s that I got, huh? Saddle pack. Old Turnigies. Which actually still works pretty good. I do have new 2S's, but I don't want to use the new ones. I don't have to. These are all 3S. Those are all 3S. Could run 3S, but I'd rather run the 2. But I need an adapter. I don't know that I've got an adapter. Plug here I could use. Huh. Look at that. Okay. So. Create a new one. Searching. Find. Yes. Okay. Watch that. That'll be funny. Whoopsie. No, that's why. That's why. Okay. Back out of it. Change channel. sucky ass stock servo. Okay. So it seemed to be working then. Just pop my pinion off, darn it. Okay, pull this out. I'm going to have to reverse it in the ESC, actually. Oh, that's right. I didn't have it really. Yeah, that's working. That's fine. Actually, that gives me, put it up and that'll keep me safe. It's good there. Okay. Yeah, reverse it in the thing. So I'm going to go back up. Go back down, actually. Okay. Now, a few things around. It seems like this receiver is working fine on channel 2, which is good. The heck just happened there? Motherfucker. Right there. Okay. There's gotta be something there. Something's off. Undo those and put them back on. Traction bars not in the right spot. Well, not mounted down for some reason. Popped out, I guess. Okay, back in place. Oh, good. Back in place. Nice shock, still got oil, no leaks. Okay, that takes care of that. Shut her off. Drop her back on, make sure everything's right. A little adjustment. Shut her off. I'm gonna go grab my LED box. Okay. I might have to go find it. It's around somewhere. That's not the McLean one. What did I do in my program box? It's around somewhere. Should be up in here somewhere. I have to think about it a little bit. Not in here. Gotta be in one of my bags somewhere. It was in that one, but definitely not. I have oils, shock oils, and diff fluids. Guess we can go with this one. It should work, hopefully. Oh, why is this thing with back? Faces. Wiggle down a little. And let's get the manual. See what my program stuff is. Not quite the same as what's on that. Hey JDs, how you doing, man? Just seen your thing pop up there. Doing alright, trying to figure out this programming on this thing. How you doing? Everything good with you guys? There we go. That's what we need. Go back to number 1 here. Number 1 is running mode. Number option value number 1. Only three. So number one is forward with brake. Number two is forward and reverse with brake. And number three is forward with reverse. I want number two. Forward, reverse, and brake. Item number two is voltage cutoff. Number one is disabled. Okay, I'm glad I didn't go with that. Number two is 6 volts a cell. Number one disabled. Two is 6 volt, 2.6 volts per cell. 2.8 volts per cell. 3 volts per cell. So option number four is probably at least number three, but we'll go with number four. So it's 3 volts per cell. Okay. Number four. Number three is punch. Got at level 5. That's in the middle. I'll leave that for now. Number four is drag brake. 0%, which is number one where it's at. I'll go to option 5, which is 40% drag brake. Number 5 is max brake force. It's at 75%. I'll leave that. Number 6, it goes from 25, 50, 75, 100, and option 5 being disabled. Number 6 max reverse force. It's at 25%. I'll go to 50%. Number 7, the neutral range. Number 8. Ooh. Alright, so I see I'm going to have to switch two of my wires because this doesn't even have a reverse option in the program for motor rotation. Yeah, occasionally. This one, being new to me, I've not really had a quick run. I've had plenty of Hobbywings. I'm surprised this has no reverse rotation in it. Of course, it's not a censored motor, so we'll just switch two of them. Number 7 is neutral range. That's at 9 on number 2. Number 8 is timing. That's 11.25. I'll leave that. Number 9 is lipo cells. It's at number 1, which is auto, and number 10 is BEC, which is set at 6 volts. Okay. That should take care of that. Do okay. Shut off. Unplug it. Power it back on. Well, before I power it back on, let me swap two wires here. A and B, just to proper rotation direction. Okay. Didn't arm. Why didn't it arm? No. Oh, there it finally armed. I need the new servo in the steering, though. It's a doctor. Now we're going forward. Right? Yeah. There we go. Double pump for brakes. But that's okay. Alright, so let's swap you in here. What the heck? I must have a Bad connection here somewhere. That's not just the first time it shut off on me. Try to bend this thing down just a smidge. Heck. Jeepers. Shouldn't have done that. I wonder if that thing is a little glitchy. Okay, that stops that from happening. One. Okay. Down there for now. I'll have to find my antenna tube. Get her put back in place. Where in the heck it was at, though? I thought it was mounted right there. Perhaps not. Okay, this should be good enough for now. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off and unplug it. Yeah, they can be a pain occasionally. Of course, this is a, excuse me, new ESC for me. It's a little bit more limited. I really expect to see reverse rotation. For some reason, I thought this particular ESC was also censored, but not. I guess it ain't. Yeah, I really thought this was a censored setup, censored ESC, but I guess not, because I knew some of them are. All right. So that's okay for now. We'll throw the body back on. I don't need it off. Finish up with this one for the moment. Find my other pieces that I got around. How's your bike? Doing all right? I didn't get no notifications from A-Main, so I wasn't one of the lucky ones. I see quite a few people are, not quite a few, but a number of people are talking about getting notifications from A-Main. I haven't yet, unfortunately. We'll see how fast they can get her here. All right. So there's that one. Now we can unplug, shut this off, and give her an unplug for now. Pneumatic React. Still a good radio. Alright. I gotta find my LED box. I know I got it. I just don't know where I got it. It ain't far. Shouldn't be anyways. Let's go here. Pick these couple things back up. Well, at least this one thing back up my phone. It's handy. Junk in there. That can go in here. Alright. And I'll have to check that one later, 'cause I think that one is glitchy. It was having issues in my one crawler. I'll be back in a minute again. It's time to refill my coffee. Of course, I have to first flavor my coffee. Coffee without flavoring's kinda boring. All right. So, yeah, I'm waiting for notification from Mayman for my bike. Hopefully it comes in soon. I got the picked up this Pro Circuit, the green one. Thank you for the like, appreciate it. Yeah, everybody hit that like button. I'll even hit it. But yeah, so hopefully the Pro Motor comes in soon. But until then, I'm going to be throwing my Duratrax back together, so to speak. I mean, as it is, it's together. But I'm going to be doing a few other things to it. One of the first things it needs is a motor and ESC, which is right there. Now I can throw the motor and ESC in it. Still got the original 2.4 Tactic radio, which actually works pretty good. So I'm going to leave that in this, so it's got its own radio system. I ain't mixing up with other ones. But got a few things for this. Which is something I thought about picking up back in the day, but I actually never did. Actually, I should be able to. Almost did things slightly differently here, and I'll explain in a second so we get this out and everybody can see what it is. Not like there's everybody here, there's only a few. Hey Bush, how you doing? Didn't realize that was you. I thought that was JM that put that up there. Hey, get a sucker. A dum-dum, but at least it ain't a bi-dum. We've got enough of those bi-dum suckers. But instead of Extreme Racing, the full kit, carbon fiber chassis setup. And it replaces all the plates here that are obviously the aftermarket. I made these myself because the stock plates were shot. Took some 1/8" aluminum and made them up. Added some weight to it, more than I wanted to. I looked for these. I quit running this thing around 2012, 2013 when I got out. So I looked for these things just before I got out. They were always out of stock. Always out of stock. Couldn't find them. Then I sold RC, kept this, set it on the shelf, and here we are. So I'm looking around the other day going, I probably should try to find some parts. And I'm looking through and I do a Google search for stuff and the Extreme guy popped up. Oh yeah. And I looked, he still had them listed on his site. So I got a hold of him. He goes, no, I don't have any cut, but go ahead and order a set. I got the stencil, I'll cut, set it out and get her going. So I got a hold of him, paid for it Sunday morning, and he had it cut Sunday evening and in the shipping box and in the mail Monday morning for me, and got here Thursday. So I'm going to be taking aluminum plates off. Of course, this is a Ricky Carmichael from a Radio Shack. He will probably stay the rider on this. Move Ricky over here. Ricky Bobby. Oh, this isn't the Promoto though. This is the old Duratrax DX450. It has the mechanical gyro in the rear wheel. So I wish it was a Promoto, but it's not. But that is a Badlands tire that I modded to this thing back in the day. And I've seen a couple people, how about a Badlands to your Promoto? But I'm pretty sure this is almost identical size. It's pretty much a Sky RC was very similar to this. A little different setup. I had the electronic gyro setup in the back wheel. I think I actually prefer the mechanical one because it takes less battery juice to run it. Yeah, hard to get in the Losies though. I've had mine on order from A-Main from the 23rd. Of course, everybody wants to blame Horizon and Losi, but most of the issue with getting the bikes is out of their hands. The shit's stuck on the ports out in California. They can't get any stock because it's stuck in the container ship, or in the containers, probably was stuck on the ship out in the bay waiting to dock in. They've been having issues out there for about 5, 6, 7 years, and then of course COVID hit, and that really screwed up the whole, import export. Remember all the shortages? Well, 99% of that was because everything was stuck in container ships because the ships in from China, Taiwan, that stuff. So I'm got my one on order, and I'm gonna try to get a red one. But if they're that far out, it sounds like we might not see any of the red or blue ones again, except for what is left in this initial order until October, November maybe, before they get the second order here. So it's going to be a while before that comes in, I think. But yeah, this is the old Duratrax, which I've had, I've got quite a few upgrades on it already. Different steering servo, upgraded support for the triple trees, upgraded shocks. These came with plastic fork shocks, so these are upgrade swing arm, upgraded rear shock. And that's all the real upgrade parts on this. And then turn around, and of course I'm going to throw this motor and ESC in here. I'll open that up in a second and put the new chassis plates on. I've got the original body, which was blue, but I might buy the Promoto body and try to adapt it over. One of the things I thought about doing before I went this route is when I got my Promoto, buying the carbon fiber chassis for it and using those chassis plates on this, and maybe seeing if I can adapt the gyro system into this bike with, and then get rid of the mechanical gyro, just put a regular, Losi rear wheel on here. I think I'm going to be able to do it. I think it will work pretty good. What I'm really kind of interested to see is how the swing arm and stuff go. How they're set up. Because I'm thinking that bike's going to be very much the same as this bike. But before I really get going, I got to get some longer bolts. I'm going to need some longer bolts in this thing to replace some of the things that are in here. A little bent. A couple of my long bolts in here are bent. Pieces are bent because it's been bounced around for, I run the hell out of this bike when I had it. For about 3-4 years, I beat the piss out of it. Things are a little tweaked and moved and twisted, and so I'm going to probably get some crossbars, some port braces. There's still some around. I can still buy those. Put in this chassis plate. So I don't know if I'll be able to use this chassis once it's all in place, and then mount the you know, get it in there and try to mount that new piece in there, but we'll see. Probably won't be able to. Well, I'd be able to make it work, obviously, but I'll probably bypass it, leave this totally stock at this point. So yeah, I've had this one for 23, so 12 years. I got it around 2009, 2010. I don't think it was in 2011, so, you know, 13 years, give or take. Okay, and obviously once I changed to the Badlands rear tire, I haven't driven a lot because that thing's still got some nubs on it. It's a little tore up, but it's still got a few nubs on it here and there too. But yeah, so I want to get this thing back going. This little sucker. Bought this from A-Main. It shipped out of the Georgia or North Carolina warehouse. And for some reason, UPS or USPS, Postal Service, decided it needed to go to LA. No stops, no notifications, not even a mention that we picked it up in North Carolina and it's moving. It sat there for like a week. They shipped it out on Monday. And according to that, it showed it sat for a week before it was even updated. And when it was updated, it said, "Oh, it reached LA." I'm like, LA? It should have came to Ohio. Usually it goes to Ohio, out of, well, Georgia and then Ohio. So I should have had this last week, but what we got, there's a show here, and it really doesn't even tell us on the outside of the box. It's an easy run, obviously. I picked up a Max 10 G2, which is 80 amp, and I think this originally came with a 60 amp ESC, and then the 3300 kV motor, which this, when I got my original, it had a 3300 kV motor, although it looks like Duratrax went to a 37 kV 100 kV motor in the later releases, updates of this bike. So when I got it, it actually had an off-brand ESC and a blue 3300 kV motor. Let's go ahead and open this puppy up. I'm not going to install it yet, but we are going to open it and make sure it looks pretty. Yeah, basically $200 in motors and ESC. The one for the Slash was $90, and this one was $130. The 3250, 3300 kV. So I got to do some work. I don't know if I'm going to record this or I'm sticky stuff. Do some cleaning too. It's been setting for a while. Probably got some pop on it and a bunch of other stuff. It looks like I'm going to have to clean it all out and spray or some. Cat hair stuck everywhere. But yeah, these are the two items, and then also, as you see here, set up Vanquish nut drivers, scale bolt nut drivers for the scale size wheel nuts and bolts and stuff. I ordered those too. I got a bunch of scale bolts to redo. So I guess I gotta decide how I want to do this. Probably gonna do a different video altogether on it to get it going. I got plenty of other options for spur gears. I believe that's 32 pitch as well. So I'll have to dig through my pinions and find 32 pitch pinion. And then I've been working in the front yard getting, I used to have a track in my front yard, then when I got an RC, pretty much let it just go back to roughage. Well, the last couple weeks since the Pro Moto was released, I'm like, hey, I'm going to redo my front yard back, but this time it's going to be more MX style. a little more, less lip, more roller tops, a few more tabletop type jump, big berms, for cornering and stuff. Which it'll also double over for the slash, obviously, and the other fast things. I'm hoping to have the ability to do a few things, maybe split my lanes in half for certain races and do head-to-head, lane runs with a crossover, 2-lap head-to-heads, and do some rally racing, rally car on it as well. I'm gonna have some moguls and 2 tabletops and a few other things on it. So let me go ahead and open this because I gotta figure out where in the hell I'm gonna put it. Kind of big. I could probably, it's motor there. Now, this used to have a battery pack holder that went underneath the bike and held the 2S battery. I took that out and I started putting together and running it with a saddle pack that I could stuff up in here. And I had a plate going across the bottom that would hold it all in that I could take off and move and put the battery in. Oh, that's the wrong side, duh. I'm going to cut that one out, and I don't need to cut that side out. I don't want to split the box, just want to open the cello. I definitely need to find my, damn, that's fairly good size. I was hoping it was a bit smaller. Real estate on this bike is tight. Absolutely tight. Probably end up having to do a little bit of that doesn't even fit in between them. Damn. I was hoping that would slide in between these rails. They're a little bent up at the moment, but it's still not quite going to fit. I would swap it unless I run it like this, but hell, even there, it might be too wide. Well, I have to figure that out. That is the other thing. I may actually swap things around here, just because this one is a centered setup. And I may move this into the slash and move that one and I just put it in there into here. I think that 3150 would still work. This 3300 would be pretty decent, but I think that motor is going to be too damn big, so I may have to run. No, I can't. So, well, hopefully this works out. Otherwise, I've got this G2 unit and I might not be able to use it. We'll see. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I can. It doesn't become a pain in my butt. Now, I wish this was the Losi bike. If it was, I'd be out on the track already. Even though it's flat right now, well, pretty much flat. Got, a little bit of edging on it and stuff, but nothing major. But those are the 2 parts to rebuild the old Duratrax. Get it running until I do get it. And then when other people are around, I'll have this to run so we can run, at least have 2 bikes to run until I can get my green one that I ordered. And then, like I said, I'm probably going to buy a red XRT, whatever, CRX, whatever they call the red version. It's interesting, same bike, but the green, the blue, and the red with the Losi have different names. The green's a Pro Circuit. FXR is the red one. I think the blue one is called the Blue Trail. But everything's the same except for the colors on the plastic. So, pretty interesting at that. Pop that up, see if that's enough. That might be. We'll take a peek here. No, not quite. A little too high. Bring that. That should work out better. That should make it a little better so you're looking at my face and not just my nose. So yeah, if I can't get the red one, because they're going to be blasted out, I'm debating on either buying a rally car or getting the new low-C Baja Ray, the 1/10, version 2 that it just dropped, which is also on the docks waiting to be unloaded. So there's that. Because it sounds like it's going to be quite a few months before the actual bikes are coming in enough stock to start really filling out those orders. I got my order in on the 23rd, I believe in the morning, maybe in the evening. But on the second day, the orders were open. I believe they opened on the 22nd, and I ordered on the 23rd from Amy. Now, it sounds like what they're going to happen is the containers with the initial order on the bikes, and I'm assuming the short course trucks there, the Baja Rays, are ported, or at least they're in the containers out on the ship, if not on the dock getting unloaded. And over the next couple months, as these containers that are here get unloaded, they're going to get various numbers of bikes and stuff and start being able to ship them out. But I know their initial run, I think somebody said they made 3,000 units, maybe 3,500 units, but sales were around 15,000 after the first week. So they sold like 5 times more than they initially bring in for sale. So yeah, that's one hurdle. And then of course all the sales that they did make is going to pay for the second shipment and second order of bikes. That's usually how it works. Nope. Got company pulled in. So anyways, that's what's up with that. So my brother just pulled in. I'm going to sit around and bullshit with him. But yeah, they're all stuck on the docks right now. Hopefully they get here soon. I didn't hear them pull in, but alright, I'm going to shut out of here. You guys have a good one. I will be back